What up, fellow pumpkin patch kids, or whatever I'm gonna call you, I don't know. Anyway, listen, I got Far Cry 5, and I think it's a pretty good game so far. Did a live stream, 5 hours up on the channel, check that out if you want. And I was looking at the reviews of Far Cry on the old internets, and mainly positive stuff, you know, it's got some good reviews out there. However, I came across Polygon.com's review. Now Polygon, very left-leaning website if you ask me and anyone with a rational mind, and they gave the game a 6.5 out of 10, so I was like, uh-oh. At this point I already bought the game, so I was like, fuck's sake, I just blew 70 something euro on a game that might be trash now. But I said I'll read this review because, you know, I want to see the low end of the spectrum. It was an outlier, but still. So go on the website, read through the whole review. I managed to avoid vomiting repeatedly, just from the fucking stupidity. Now this guy writing, the author here, clearly wants this game to be biased towards his political leanings because he's an American, the game's set in America. Basically this guy is criticizing the marketing. This is what he latches onto, this is how he kind of justifies this. This game was marketed to be fucking, you know, more serious, you know, it wants to tell a message, you know, it wants to really get to the heart of the issues, that kind of shit, you know. So I got the review here. There's some parts I want to go through with it here because it's got me riled up. It's got me riled up. I won't normally make a video like this, but you know, I just gotta get my 2 cents out there, you know. It just opens up with Far Cry had the potential to say something interesting by setting its game in America. Let's start with that. Why didn't it have the potential to tell something interesting, you know, when it was in the Himalayas or wherever the fuck it was set in Far Cry 3? Its murky story and themes do more to taint the game's fantastic. Now this is the important thing. The game's fantastic and playful open world. I don't think anywhere in this review does he criticize anything about the actual gameplay itself, or the world, or the activities you do, or whatever. Okay, here we go. A little bit further down, it says, it's a timely story that could at least try to address the polarized nature of current American politics, or talk about issues inherent in a country that seems to worship firearms. So gun control here is a big thing because this cult, this radical cult, now this is apparently timely because these guys have guns. But if you ask me, this cult is more based on, look, when I was looking at this cult, I was thinking Waco, Texas, David Koresh, that kind of thing. That's what it feels like. So this whole thing of it being timely, what's timely about this? Is there a big cult? Is there an extremist cult in America right now that are armed that I don't know about? It's very important as well that these Christian extremists are white. He doesn't want, like, it's very clear he doesn't like the fact that they are in the game. They're mixed, you know, there's blacks, there's whites, there's females, there's males. That's not good. Only white people can be evil. We all know this. So apparently the gang members or the cult members are the way they are because of they're being drugged or some shit like that. It's part of the story. It's very early on in the story you kind of realize this, so I don't think it's very spoilery, but yeah, he doesn't like that. He wants it to be that they're just pieces of shit who voted for Trump, you know, and this is what Trump voters do. They don't need to be drugged to join a radical cult and pick up weapons and just start killing people. That's the way he has it, you know? That's what he wants. A bit further down he says, you're fighting against a conservative religious cult that has taken control of a big chunk of Montana, which made some conservative and Christian commentators uncomfortable during the game's initial marketing. So this is why these kind of Polygons and Kotakus and whatever else, they were licking their lips for this game with the initial marketing, because it did look like it was going to shit on whites and Christians and whatever, and it was like, yeah, this is just what we need after getting, you know, we need to get revenge on, you know, 2016 Trump winning, you know, this will help us feel better. Those folks shouldn't worry. Any thematic point to be made about religion, the US, or the current state of the nation's politics is quickly thrown aside to make way for all sorts of jokes and light-hearted hijinks. Jokes and light-hearted hijinks, staples of the Far Cry series, at least since 3. I know 2 was pretty serious, I think, from what I remember. 1, I think, had aliens, so not too serious there, you know, so I don't... It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous for him to have these assumptions, these expectations on Far Cry. This game, this is like the Saints Row type game. you know, and he wants it to be telling serious statements about, you know, it's just, it's clear that this cult is based on Christianity, but holy hell, is the game careful to dance around that fact. Oh, he's not happy. He wants it to be put front and center. These scumbags are Christians. He goes on to the part that most of us are interested in when it comes to a Far Cry game. Behind the plot is an open world filled with what Far Cry as a series does best. Between story missions, you'll be assaulting bases and tackling side missions to regain control of blah 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 blah. Basically, he's just like, he's listing out the activities you do, and he's like, oh, this is good. This is some good shit. This is like a couple of paragraphs. The whole focus of this review is on him being fucking butthurt and salty that it doesn't denounce the right wing. That's what that is, conservatives, whatever you want to call it. If you are a person who's played the Far Cry series, okay, in Far Cry 3 you had Vass, and he was a good character, but he died halfway through. And the story was shite after he died, but that didn't stop him from being a fucking fantastic game. Far Cry 4, I didn't play through all of that, I'll admit. But according to the people who played that, you know, they loved it. So if you're a fan of 3, if you're a fan of 4, this guy's saying, well, 5 is even better than those two, so it's getting me salty now. I was almost as salty as this author over here. Okay, so this is towards the end now. He's summarizing this up. So, Far Cry 5 makes fun of everyone on the political spectrum without ever taking a clear stand, except to say, with toothless confidence, that murderous cults are bad. So he wants them to take a clear stand. And of course he doesn't want them to stand on the right side, he wants them on the left side. He never says that, but you know, it's very clear. What's left if you have the stomach to ignore the story? A very enjoyable game with an immense number of things to do, a beautifully recreated portion of the United States, and a collection of missions with wildly varying tones and structure. It's a finely tuned open world game, stapled onto a story that's insultingly bad. Now if I was to read that for any other game, just that last paragraph there, I'm thinking 8, 8.5, maybe 9. 6.5, he's docking 3.5 marks just for the story. That's it, that was his only complaint. Just for the fucking story. The wasted potential. At least, you know, the comments in Polygon are usually fucking, oh, you know. But even the Polygon communities are like, what's with this guy? This guy, you know, he's gone too far this time. We're all left-leaning, you know, we're all a bit crazy, but this guy's extra crazy. That was yesterday's review. Today, he's made another article titled Far Cry 5 doesn't want to offend anyone, so it will end up annoying everyone. So that title, by anyone you mean conservatives, and by everyone you mean liberals. That's it. And this is my favorite part of this guy's comment. This guy he knows what's going on, he's tuned in. He finds it incredibly beyond ironic that white reviewers are getting upset that this game doesn't feature racism. And that's what it is. That's what it is. I could go over his little article here, his response article, we'll call it. Basically he's like, oh, I'm not the only one who didn't like these things. He's quoting The Guardian and AV Club, another fucking gawker website. Look, anyone who reads that review from top to bottom and sees that score at the end, it's not adding up. So Polygon continues to be Polygon, you know?